Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to see the continuation topics of Java interview questions. Okay, already first 50 questions we have seen in another video. Now we are going to see from question number 51. Okay, let us start. What is meant by final keyword and what's happened when we declare final as in class, method or variable? What is meant by final keyword? First question. Final is a non-access modifier. Okay, final is a non-access modifier applicable to a variable, method or a class. When a variable is declared with final keyword, its value cannot be modified. When a variable is declared with final keyword, its value cannot be modified. When a method is declared as final, we can prevent method overriding. When a method is declared as final, we can prevent method overriding. Okay, when a method is declared as final, we can prevent method overriding. That is, we cannot use the method in another class. Okay, when a class is declared as final, we can prevent inheritance. We cannot do inheritance. Okay, what is the difference between final and finally keyword? Final variable cannot be modified. Final method cannot be overridden. Final class cannot be inherited. Next, finally, code given inside finally block will always get executed whether exception occurs or not. Code given inside finally block will always get executed whether exception occurs or not. If whether any exception occurs or no exception, but code inside final block will always get executed. Okay, where are local static and class variables stores in JVM? This local variables, static variables and class variables are all stores in JVM, right? Where are they stored? That's the question. Static variables are stored in the permgen section of heap memory. There is one memory in our JVM that is called heap memory. Permgen section of heap memory. In the permgen section of heap memory, static variables are stored. Okay, local variables are stored in stack. Local variables where it is stored? It is stored in stack. Class variables are stored in heap memory. Static variables stored in perm gen section of heap memory, but local variables stored in stack. Class variables stored in heap memory. Okay. Next question. What is an exception? Exception is an unexpected event which, when occurs in a program, your program will terminate abnormally. Exception is a exception is a sorry exception is a unexpected event which, when occurs in a program, your program will terminate abnormally. We can avoid this abnormal termination using exception handling mechanisms, that is try catch, finally, throws. If we use try catch, finally, throw or throws, we can avoid the abnormal termination of exception. When it occurs also, it may, within the try catch field, it may run. Okay, explain about the types of exception. There are two types of exception. I mean runtime exception and compile time exception. Compile time exception means it is a checked exception. Runtime exception, that is unchecked exception. Okay. Compile time exception, it is a checked exception. Runtime exception, it is unchecked exception. What are the difference between checked exception and unchecked exception? Unchecked exception, it will occur in the runtime. Checked exception will occur at the compile time. What is the superclass for exception and error? What is the superclass for exception and error? Throwable and exception. Uh, Superclass, there is a superclass for exception and error, that is throwable exception. Okay, superclass for exception is throwable. Superclass for error is exception. Okay, can we have try block without catch block? Yes, we can have try block without catch block. But in that case, finally block must be present. There will be no syntax error. Yes, Can we have try block without catch block? Only catch block is only try block is there, no catch block. Can we have? Yes, we can have try block without catch block, but in that case finally block must be present. If we don't have catch block, then finally block must be present. There will be no syntax error if there is finally block. Possible, but we will not be able to handle the exception without catch block. It is possible to use a try block only, but we cannot handle the exception without catch block. Can we write multiple catch blocks under single try block? Yes, we write multiple catch blocks under single try block. How to write user defined exception or custom exception in Java? First, customized exception must come under exception class. Access specifier, method name, throws custom exception, open brace, throw new custom exception. Okay, close brace. How to write user defined exception or custom exception in Java? First, customized exception must come under exception class. Customized exception must come under exception class. Access specifier, method name, throws custom exception, throw new custom exception. Okay, what are the different ways to print exception message on console? Reference dot print stack trace of method is used to print the exception message in the console. Which method is used to print the exception message in the console? Reference dot print stack trace. Okay, what are the difference between final, finally, and finalize? Final, finally, and finalize. Okay, final class variable whose value cannot be changed. Okay, final class variable whose value cannot be changed. Final method is declared in class level, they cannot be inherited. A class declared as final cannot be inherited. It is already discussed பண்ணியாச்சு. Then finally, it is a block of statement that definitely executes after the try catch block. Exception occurs or not, finally block always get executed. Then finalize, it will clean up unused memory space. Finalize, it will clean up unused memory space. Okay. Next question, what are the difference between throw and throws? Throw is a keyword used explicitly to throw an exception. Throws keyword is used to declare an exception. Throw is a keyword used explicitly to throw an exception.